Okay, here we are, baby. Welcome to episode 7. This is it. Everybody, give me Nux. Give me Nux. We made it this far. Goodness gracious. All right. Yes, welcome to episode 7. Now, before we get into our guest for today, you know what it is. It's shameless plug time. So we actually just aired episode 5 yesterday at noon. If you haven't already, make sure to go check that one out. That was with Rizlian Bagiza. He is the general manager of 5-Star Nutrition at Lafayette. We also just finished a podcast with Brennan Hillary as well too yesterday. That was finalized literally this morning. So it's not going to be posted today. Probably be looking middle, early, later in the week, right? Yeah. Like Monday through Wednesday. Yeah. And outside of that, just stay up to date on social media. So make sure to go check out Instagram. We have all of our link tree there. So you're going to see our TikTok content. You're going to see our IG Reel content. You're going to see YouTube stories as well. We're going to be taking highlight clips from each of the episodes and posting those up on there for you guys, as well as any relevant information in terms of when the new upcoming podcasts are coming out. But that's all I got for that. It's time to introduce our guest today.
All right, we got Gabriel Jimenez here, the 15-year-old tank. How does it feel to be on the podcast today?
Pretty good. Kind of nervous, but
Hold up to your face.
pretty good. Kind of nervous though. So.
Why are you nervous, bro?
I don't know. I'm not good at talking in front of a crowd. And I'm just gonna imagine they're not there. So.
All right. How's your day, bro?
Pretty good. How's yours?
It's pretty good. You excited to be on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
This dude is an absolute machine, bro. 15 years old. Deadlifts 535, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass it over to Cole.
It's kind of insane how this podcast came to be, because it was actually Gabriel reached out to us. He's like been watching our content this whole entire time, and he slid in the DMs to me and Elias and was just like, yo, you gotta have me on the podcast. Like, I want to be on so bad. Not like that, but I was like, okay, bet. So we actually went, because fun fact, he's 15 years old, by the way. He deadlifts and squats like, I mean, your numbers speak for themselves, like in the 500-600 realm, and we'll get more into the specifics. But yeah, dude doesn't even have a car. He can't drive yet, so we had to go pick him up. Like, it's insane. So I just say, dude, it's an honor to have you on, because you really are a certified beast. And I was curious, like, what kind of got you interested in wanting to be on the podcast in the first place?
Pretty much because my friends were on it first, so I just wanted to. I've always been like, always wanted to ask questions. Like, people ask me questions and stuff, so I just wanted to have you guys ask me questions. Talk about my life and my lifting journey and stuff. So,
well, now's the time to shine, baby, because we're gonna ask you a lot of those things today.
All right, I'm ready.
And the first one I want to reference is, like, where are you at right now? We'll get into the backstory of like how you got to where you are, but I just want people to get a perspective, if they don't already know, of like what your numbers are in the gym, because it's actually kind of insane. So, how much do you weigh right now? How tall are you? Like, how much you weigh? You're 15 years old.
I think I'm 5'6", 5'7". I'm 185.
Okay, so you're 185 pounds right now. And would you say, from a lifting standpoint, you're primarily like a power lifter, a bodybuilder? Like, what would you say you are?
Honestly, I think I would be like in between.
So like a power builder?
Yeah, but I don't really know powerlifting. I don't really do powerlifting. I just, do heavy on compounds, and then that's pretty much it.
Isn't it the same thing?
I would assume.
I honestly don't know.
So power building, I guess.
There's going to be some powerlifters out there that are going to get so fucking pissed at me saying that. They'll be like, it's not the same thing, bro. It's like, all right, chill out, dude. Whatever. But so you squat, you deadlift, you bench, and what is not even your total, what's your individual maxes for each of those currently?
My bench, let's start with the good numbers.
No, start with the bad ones first.
Okay.
Let's bring it up to the hype.
The bad numbers is 285 bench, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's just garbage, folks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. 285. And then my squat is 455, and then deadlift is 535.
Squat is 45, deadlift's 535 is actually insane. I think I saw you like really lift for the first time at something called the Old Ironside Lift Off. I remember you were there at least for the last hour. This dude couldn't find a ride, so he couldn't make it until the last hour, and they still let him deadlift.
Yeah, I got a PR there.
And he basically just went to this event so he could hit a PR. Like at that point, there was no other reason. You're like, bro, I couldn't get a ride.
Yeah. At least I got the deadlift. I didn't win anything or anything, so, at least I got the deadlift.
Right. But obviously, you didn't start benching 285 pounds. You didn't start deadlifting like 535 out the rip, right? Like, when did you start? You're 15 years old. That seems like that's when a lot of people first even start, right? Just start lifting in general. Like, I think about myself. I didn't really start lifting until probably like 17, 18, honestly. So what got you interested in lifting in the first place? I know earlier you mentioned things about your brother, but like, was there somebody that you watched, or like, was it like an insecurity about yourself? Like, why did you start lifting in the first place? And how old were you?
Well, I didn't start because I was watching someone. I started because I didn't like the way I looked. So I just started, and I was 13 when I first actually got in the gym, like consistently. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I have to restart what I said? Let me restart what I said.
No, you're good.
All right.
So anyways, so you were saying like it was because of how you looked more than anything, right?
Yeah.
And like, were you more of a skinny kid? Were you a chubby kid? Like, what were you?
In between. I think I was in between that.
You were skinny fat?
Yeah. I wasn't too fat and I wasn't skinny.
Okay. So honestly, if anything, would you just call it like out of shape?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So that was the first reason that you started in the first place. Like, what did you start doing? Like, did you just go to the gym, or did you like just start lifting at your house? Like, what'd you do?
Well, I've always had dumbbells at my house, so I was doing curls randomly. Obviously not every day, because who does that? You would get tired of doing that. But then I went into Planet Fitness, and I started for like a month, and then I gave up with my brother. And then I went again another month, and I gave up again, and then started at the YMCA, and I haven't stopped since then. And I started out with 3 hours a day. I didn't start out with like an hour, 2 hours. I started 3 hours.
So you were going hammer right at the rip. I guess, why do you think you failed the first two times with your brother, and then once you went to the Y, or that third time that you started going to the gym, it stuck?
Honestly, it's probably like Planet Fitness vibes. You're probably gonna get tired of that. You can't slam the weights. Smith machine deadlift. Smith machine that. I don't know. It was a decent gym. It's just I really wasn't. I guess I wasn't. That's not really what I wanted to do at the time, I guess. Because if you want it bad enough, you're gonna do it.
Right. So you just didn't at the time just want it bad enough. So then I guess like coming into the third time, it seemed like you haven't stopped since then, though. So I don't know. It's very interesting to say the least, but like you've been basically working out for the past like 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
So you started right around what? You said 13, correct?
Yeah.
And you really have, I just think a lot of people, they don't have the confidence to even lift 500 pounds. Like I was telling him earlier, I was like, bro, I've never even touched 500 pounds. And I'm 8 years older than you are. Like, it's not a matter of life experience. I think some of it's confidence. Like, did you just every day, how did you see growth in the first place? Like in your numbers, like increasing and stuff like that? Were you like writing your stuff down every day? Were you like, how have you been so successful?
Well, I wasn't writing my stuff down. I just I took videos and stuff. I took pictures and videos from the start because I wanted to see if I'm actually making progress. And I was hitting like, I'd say PR like every month. Because when you're first starting out, you don't know much on what to do. So you like want to hit numbers and shit like that. So I started out with like 315 deadlift. And then like it just went up after then.
So yeah, well, I guess so your baseline was a 315 pound deadlift.
Like 165 first squat. Like if it was like first PRs, I would get like 165 bench, and then like less than 225 squat.
And 315 deadlift. Okay. So like you kind of test yourself out from there, and just from there you were just like, okay, I just gonna progressively overload or whatever scheme that you used. Like, did you follow like a power building program, or did you just like literally you said you were just like taking videos of yourself, right?
Yeah. I did not start with anything. I haven't done a powerlifting or power building program since I started. So I've been doing what I wanted to do. So I've been following what I want to do with my brother. And then, yeah.
Does your brother like watch a lot of like, or like any educational stuff on like fitness or anything like that? I just think it's so unique. I come from like a background where, at least personally, like, nobody in my family knew anything about fitness at all. And I sought for education so I could like learn how to do this stuff, you know? Because for me, I just like, I don't know. If you are smart and you know how to do it, then it makes it a lot easier at least. But for you, it doesn't seem like you necessarily had that. I don't know. It's just very interesting, like your scenario. But yeah, no, you're just a super beast.
The funny thing is, when I first started working out with my brother, we had to ride the bus there because he didn't have a car. So we took like an hour getting there on the bus. So we took the bus every day to the YMCA.
You took a bus every single day to the Y.
For like months.
Keep in mind, this dude lives on the exact opposite side of town from the YMCA too. So that's why he's literally, so it'd be like 2 hours because you have to go there and back, right?
Yeah.
So you're spending like, you go to school and then like that's your day basically. Or actually you're homeschooled. So like that's a very different scenario too.
Yeah.
That's something we could talk about too. Like you're homeschooled. So what does that look like for you currently?
What does what look like?
I think a lot of people, they're just like traditional high school students, right? Like they just go to a high school. Maybe they play sports. They got friends there, whatever. Like you chose a very different path and you have a reason for it too, being that you'd rather have this time and freedom and flexibility to be able to focus on like your sport is what you call it, right?
Yeah.
Of weightlifting. So yeah, what would you say the biggest differences are in like a schedule? Because do you have friends from like that go to public school or anything like that?
I do. Somehow I do.
It's because you go to the gym. That's why.
Yeah.
But like, what would you say the biggest differences are between like you and like people that go to like just like a traditional high school?
I can hit the gym whenever I want because I can do schoolwork whenever. I don't have a certain time I have to do it. So I could do it at night. I could do it during the day. I could do it in the morning whenever I choose. So like I could be at the gym in the morning, at night, or in the afternoon, whenever I feel like it. But I'm a night person, personally.
Mm-hmm. So you're usually hitting the gym later in the day then?
Yeah.
So talk about all the gyms that you've gone to too, because you worked out at Planet Fitness for a little bit, then you worked out at the Y. Kind of talk about like your transition through gyms, because it seems like you've been to a lot of different places as well too.
Yeah, so I first started working out at Planet Fitness, obviously. And then after that, I went to the YMCA. And it was a good year there, I think. And then I went to Vasa Fitness. And then I got kicked out because I was too young. I was 14 at the time. And then I went to, like when it was quarantine, because there was like a month or two like that I could actually go to a gym. It was Snap Fitness. And then after that, we went to like Park West Fitness. And then I left Park West because I like it.
Yeah. And Park West actually is like a beast gym. Well, like at my time at 5-Star, I definitely got to do several things at that facility, and also like the workers there are dope as well. But it's definitely more of a, I don't know, I would call it a hardcore lifting gym, whether people actually realize that or not. There's a lot of strong mofos there. More than people think, at least.
Yeah, sometimes people get mad when I slam weights or when someone slams weights. I don't really slam weights, but like I'm carrying 500 pounds. You want me to just drop it nice and slow?
Yeah. Well, even if you do, it still makes a big old noise, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter regardless. So now, I mean, you made a lot of progress. I mean, you've built a base to. There'd be a lot of people I guarantee are just envious out there. Like, man, I wish I was 15. Or you'll hear people all the time. They'll be like, bro, if I would have known what I know now, I would have fucking like went to the gym when I was like 13. I would be like huge by now, right?
Yeah. A lot of people say that they wish they started at 15 or like my age. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty nice to know that by 18, I'm going to be a beast.
I
I'm going
know.
to be big, strong.
As long as you don't stop, you know. And
Yeah.
obviously, we talked before the podcast. Is like you don't see any way you're not stopping in the future. I don't really for you either. It's kind of crazy what you're doing right now. And like, what do you by the time you're 18 years old? Just think about it for a little bit. Like, you've already been working out for 2 years. In 5 years, if you go hardcore, like, where are you going to be at?
Like, where do I want to be at?
I would say, where do you want to be at from a numbers standpoint, if you have any idea? And then, like, in your fitness, like, lifting career, where do you want to be?
Numbers wise, by 18, you say?
Yep.
Like, I want to be at least 700 deadlift and then at least 600 squat. And bench, I know bench is going to be hard to grow because it's my weak point, but at least 365 to 405.
That would be insane, dude. Holy crap. Like, I don't know much about like powerlifting, but obviously, I mean, you're really good at the compounds and like you could you've already smashed powerlifting meets before, I know, but like go to a legitimate meet, like a 18U national or something like that. Like, if you were hitting those numbers, how would you place, do you think? If you had a 700-pound deadlift, if you had a 600-pound squat, and you had a 365-pound bench at an 18U tournament, like how would you do?
I think I would come in first place.
Because I like honestly, it's just because I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how people size up. But like for me, at least thinking about it, I'm like, I don't see anybody doing some shit like that either.
Yeah, that's what I would want to go for. First place. Who doesn't want to go for first place?
No joke. That's the truth. Yeah. And there's a lot of bright things for you in your future in general.
Hopefully.
We'll just put it at that. Here, I'm going to hand the mic over.
So in the long run, do you see yourself doing more bodybuilding stuff or powerlifting?
I wanted to do like a few years because I have time, you know, so I wanted to do a few years of just powerlifting and then a few years of bodybuilding. But what I see myself doing like more is probably bodybuilding,
Do you want to compete?
of course.
Yes, sir. He was talking about before we hopped on. He was like, he wants to be like Ronnie.
I don't want to be that big.
How big do you want to get?
I want to be like him. I want to have his mindset,
Yeah,
but I don't want to be that big. I want to be at least in class.
like C-bum.
Yeah.
Yep. What's your go-to exercise? Like, what's your favorite workout?
On like squat, bench, deadlift, or like squat, or like
Anything.
bench, or my go-to is like depending how I feel, but I like deadlifts. That's
Deadlift.
probably it.
Yeah.
If we're talking about compounds, if we're talking about accessories, it's like different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
What is your favorite gym brand?
Young LA.
Yeah, of course. Me too. I forget what was Cool's.
I'm wearing it. It's Alpha Elite.
Classic physique or open?
Classic.
Men's physique or classic physique?
Classic.
Classic, yeah, same. So, what's your biggest goal in terms of your fitness right now?
Right now, just honestly, I want to be sponsored by Young LA because, you know, I love their clothes. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind wearing their clothes every day.
Yeah.
So, but I know I probably can't get that right now because, you know, I don't have much people that are like willing to buy stuff like with my code or whatever. So, like, I don't have a lot of followers either. So,
Mhm.
I wouldn't expect me to get one right now, but in the near future, I hope I get sponsored one day.
Same. So I know like when we started the podcast, you talked about that you started going to the gym because you didn't like the way you looked.
Yeah.
So like, how did you overcome that early on? Like, what were you battling mentally like at the start before you got yourself into the gym?
I mean, I really wasn't battling with anything. I just didn't like the way I looked. If you look in the mirror, if you don't like what you see, obviously it's just not gonna be something good. Something, I don't know. I just didn't like how I looked, but then I changed that. 3 months in the gym, I already saw progress. A lot more progress than a regular person would see.
Yeah.
So that's what kept me motivated.
So at that point, you would probably just got addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months in, and I saw progress, and I'm like, okay, I'm just keep going. And then I never stopped. Obviously, there is some days that I slacked, like maybe a month that I slacked or something like that, but I got back to it.
No, man, I want to give you props. You're 15 years old and you got a lot of discipline in you. Like, I have him on Snapchat. And, like, I'll be looking at his story like on a Sunday, like 3 a.m, and this man will be meal prepping for the whole week. He's always at the gym. I will see his story, smashing new heavy PRs. So I just want to give you props, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It is pretty insane. I guess my question is like, a lot of people. I guess, how did you know the gym was the answer to solving your like problem of not looking good? It's like a weird question to ask, but I think a lot of people don't even think the gym is like an answer to like making themselves look better. And like, I'm guessing for you, I mean, you're fucking massive, bro. Like, you got to feel confident as well too, and like your body and stuff. How did you know the gym was like what you needed to do? Was your brother always telling you, like, bro, you should just go to the fucking gym? Or like, I don't know. Like, how were you introduced even to like fitness in general? You just look it up online? Like, what'd you do?
Probably my brother, to be honest. But I didn't really what was your question again? He's just
basically just like, how did you even figure out, like, when you first started your fitness journey, that like fitness was your way of like changing yourself?
Oh yeah. Obviously I thought the gym was just something that would change your body or whatever. So obviously
you just thought it would change your body, so you just like started working out, and that's just
Yeah.
what happened. That's so fucking interesting, bro.
And I went in there.
You.
I went in there and I'm like, I'm just doing all workouts, all sorts of workouts. And I didn't even know. Me and my brother were just doing all the workouts we really knew, because he, in high school, he did weights. So obviously he knew some stuff, and he's the one that showed me some workouts. So obviously that's where I got it from.
Okay.
So from my brother.
It's such a weird, because like when you first start, you really don't know what the hell you're doing either though, So it's like, it can be a time where it's very like almost embarrassing to go to the gym. I don't know how to explain it. Like for you, I'm guessing that's why you kind of failed the first time or two, because you're just like, man, fuck this. I don't even know what I'm doing anyways, But then as you gained more confidence, you started to learn like what you were actually doing. And you started figuring out like, oh shoot, if I keep doing this for longer and longer, then I'm just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, basically. When did you figure that out? Like, consistency is the way that you're going to get this big.
Once I saw progress. So like, because I took pictures on my Snap.
How long did it take to see progress? Like, notice, like 3 months? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I took pictures every month. I think it was every week too. I took pictures just me in the bathroom, from the front, side, back, and all that type of stuff. And I did that every week, I think. And I just looked back on it, and I'm like, I'm actually changing. Because obviously, if you look in the mirror every day, you're not going to see it unless you actually look back like at your old photos. So that's when I really noticed that working out actually does something.
It does. There's a lot of people that don't take progress pictures either. Like, they'll just start working out and they just don't document any of it. Like, when you initially started, what made you want to take progress pictures?
Because I wanted to see if it's actually working. I just wanted to see if it's working.
Like, actually?
Yeah.
That was the reason why. Dude, shout out. You need to post more of those. Hey, the reason one day you're going to get a Young LA sponsorship, and all you need to do is just post more.
Post more of my transformation, or
Just yes, in your like progress
yeah,
on everything.
I didn't take much pictures back then though, like as in the gym, because I didn't think I looked good. So, but now, you know, I have plenty of pictures now.
That's the thing, though. It makes the transformation that much juicier and sweeter when your starting point is worse.
Yeah.
Like I know you can definitely relate to that.
Because, like, for me, I didn't start taking progress pics until, my bad. I didn't start taking progress pics probably, like, 4 or 5 months in. So, like, I'll be posting my transformation on TikTok, and, like, people will be like, it's not even that insane, but, like, I didn't start taking pictures early on because I was, like, I guess, embarrassed of myself, and, like, also, I was kind of scared to take pictures of myself in the gym, in the locker room, have other people see my body. And then I just started taking progress pics because I would see people's transformation on TikTok, and I wanted to make my own. And so, like, once I had the mindset that I was going to do it, that's when I started taking pictures. And long story short, take your progress pictures every day.
Big suggestion.
Yeah. So, take progress pics every day, Gabriel.
Every day?
Every day.
Yeah. People
What?
probably think I'm like full of myself. People always think I'm full of myself
Yeah,
just for
yeah.
taking pictures. Like, just because I'm bettering myself doesn't mean I'm full of myself and I want to take pictures. Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean y'all can just like talk shit, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, talk about that. Do you get a lot of flack from people for like actually just trying to work on your fitness, and like do a lot of people judge you for the fact that you literally lift like 500 pounds and shit?
I get told I'm on steroids a lot. So,
Tell the story about the prednisone thing.
so when I was younger, I was like my asthma was very bad. So like I got hospitalized a lot because of my asthma, and then I had to be put on some type of steroid, which is called prednisone, which helps my lungs get stronger. Not my body, my lungs. So the word got around that I taking those pills or whatever, the steroids, and they think that's why I'm strong or whatever, but it's really not. The type of steroids I took was to get my lungs stronger, not my body. But
Yeah,
if you want to look at it that way, I guess you can look at it as
Prednisone is not going to get you juicy by any means. Like, you're not going to walk out there with a fucking 6-pack and like bulging biceps.
What it did give me is fat. Prednisone makes you fat.
Makes you fat? Interesting.
It makes you gain weight, not get stronger. So
Okay. So I guess, yeah, but that is like such a limiting factor to like what actually made you big in the first place, you know? Like that's just such a small, minute part of it. But yeah, like I just imagine being 15 years old, which one, you don't look 15 anyways, and lifting as much as you do. People are probably, and like, you know, if you're taking pictures of yourself, documenting your progress, they're like, oh my gosh, that kid's just like so full of himself. Like,
yeah, people think I'm cocky and full of myself and that. Because I post pictures every day or like take videos every day and stuff like that. But if you want to look at it that way, I guess, I mean, I can't stop you. So,
do you want to make fitness a career path for you?
yes, 100%.
Is fitness your only plan right now?
Yeah. I did want to be back like a year ago, or like when I first started, I wanted to be a cop or like firefighter, but I couldn't be a firefighter because I have asthma, and that was going to stop me from like, you know, being a firefighter.
Right.
I did want to be a cop. And now at my age that I am, I want to be full time, just lifting and working out and doing shows and doing content, obviously, but like hopefully one day I get better at it. But that's what I want to do when I'm older.
So you just want to give yourself the opportunity. I mean, you're doing it right now too. Here's the thing. Like the only way that you're going to get there is if your physique's there too. You know, you prove it by the physique almost, right?
Yeah.
Or your strength or whatever that specialty that you have is. And you're definitely like you've built your base. By the time you're 18, that could be like a super viable option for you. You know, people are going to notice. They're going to see the traction that you're making right now in your own fitness. And there's a lot of people that will be inspired, especially through this podcast too, by like seeing you at a young age, how far you've already come, and also like where everybody knows where you're going to end up as well too if you just keep it up. And you know that too, which is kind of dope as well.
Yeah. I don't see myself stopping.
Let's go. Do we have any questions from the live, by the way? Sorry, we're actually doing a live as well right now. We're going to see if we could get some questions from the audience.
Do you see yourself stopping?
In fitness?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I think it's a different path for me personally, though. Like, it's not... I've realized there's different ways you can find fulfillment. Like, yes, obviously you can find fulfillment through, like, your physique and, like, being the best version there. But I also think about, like, fitness business and stuff like that, too, is a big part of it. And that's where I really want to like make my major contributions.
There's like no questions. There's one that said just hello from Philippines.
Hello from Philippines. That's freaking rough.
How long have you been working out?
How long have I been working out?
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years.
Just not nearly as consistent as you. You just learned so fast though too. Like, I just think about myself. It took me so long to, like, learn different things. Like, nutrition, I was so garbage at for literally the longest time. Probably in the past, like, 2 years, I've actually figured out, like, how you should actually eat more food and, like, eat high-quality food and all of that. So, yeah, I've been working out for about 5 years, though.
You've been working out for 18 months or 12, how much months you said?
Like 19.
19, yeah.
And that's like just like diet and training seriously. Because I did do like kind of powerlifting stuff in high school from like the football team and stuff. But like taking my diet, training seriously, and like doing bodybuilding related stuff, 19 months.
But when I first started, I just didn't eat good. I was eating like one meal a day, around like one. Yeah. If I got lucky, 2 meals, because I didn't really eat or whatever. But
is that because you weren't hungry, or is that just because you didn't know?
No, I was just not that hungry. I just ate once or twice, but that stopped at one point. Like, I was making progress, really good progress, and then a year later, a year and like 5 months, and I'm like, I'm not seeing progress anymore. I'm like, I hit a like plateau. So my physique did not get better. My numbers did not get better. So I want to give a shout out to my boy Ryan, because he showed me to meal prep. He told me to meal prep. He's like, you'll get stronger or whatever. You'll see progress better if you meal prep. And at the time I had a job, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm a meal prep. And he showed me. It took him twice to teach me how to cook. He taught me how to cook. He's like, come over and I'll show you. He's showing me everything to get: chicken, rice, ground turkey, and all that. I'm like, okay. So he showed me. And one night I just bought the stuff and I started to do it. And I haven't stopped since. I've been meal prepping almost a year now. So
you think meal prepping was like a game changer for you?
Oh, yeah. My numbers shot up. My physique got better. Like, when I first started, meal prepping is when I was my bulk first started. So I got leaner before I gained weight, because I was obviously eating healthier food. So I got leaner before I got bulkier.
I think people definitely underestimate the power of like actually meal prepping, and they think it like takes it can take a fuck ton of time to an extent, but also it's something that you enjoy too, because like, dude, at least your food's squared away and you're not fucking hungry, you know? So I was curious, what do you do for your meal prep typically?
Well, I first started out with chicken breast, broccoli or spinach, and then lean ground beef, and then brown rice.
I mean, how many are you making? You just make one of each of those?
No. At that time, I started out with 14 bowls for the whole week, so 2 a day. And then I had like eggs in the morning, like 5 to 6 eggs in the morning.
So you don't meal prep everything. You just meal prep like 2 meals or 3 meals a day for yourself.
Yeah, just those 2 bowls of the same thing for every day, and then the eggs, I obviously have to cook it.
I think people are under the impression that when you're meal prepping, you are making every single meal for the day for yourself. Like, I guess you could do that. Like,
I don't
don't get me
think that
wrong,
would
but
taste that good.
that would not be fun. Like, there are certain foods you would not want to make and just like leave in your fridge.
Yeah.
So, fun fact for anybody out there: if you are meal prepping, like he's saying, just make maybe 2 meals for yourself for a day, so you're getting more calories in and just more quality nutrition, and then just like make your breakfast and make your dinner or something like that, you know?
Yeah, make meals that actually won't go bad.
What's your strategy on a day-to-day basis for eating? So like what meals do you actually make?
Eggs.
No, like breakfast, dinner.
Oh, breakfast. And then, because I first started out with chicken in there, right? Like chicken breast. And then a few months later, I went into like chicken drumsticks instead because chicken breast was harder to eat. And then I tried chicken drumsticks, and it was pretty good for a few months. And then I switched to just ground turkey, all ground turkey. I'm eating all ground turkey right now with brown rice and broccoli. And that's pretty much it now.
That sounds so garbage.
I mean, it gets the job done.
It does get the job done. That's the damn truth. So you eat typically 3 meals a day?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do any snacks at all?
No. I used to eat like rice cakes. That's pretty much it.
Holy crap. Do you cheat on your diet that much?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Sometimes, it's tempting.
Well, like, what do you usually get if you're going to cheat? Like, do you go get
food
something?
or like snacks wise?
Both.
Food.
What does cheating look like? How often do you do it too?
On my bulk, I was doing it a lot. Like I was eating those, those creamy oatmeal cookie pies. Like those are so good. Like those were those and Takis were just like my go-to snacks, and they were so good. Like every meal prep, like every time I went to buy my food, I bought like one of those boxes of 12, and then like a bag of Takis. Man, it was so good. Now my cut, it's not that much. I'm trying not to eat like so much sweets or whatever. I haven't drunk soda, which is a good thing because I've drunk soda like every time I want to go eat or something. So I haven't done that, but I have ate fast food in like restaurants with my families. Because when they go to a restaurant, they're like, "Are you gonna go to the gym or are you gonna come eat with us?" I'm like, that's so hard to choose from because I could either go eat or I could go work out. Sometimes I go work out instead, but
You're like, bro, it's a free meal. Like, I'm definitely hitting that up.
Yeah, I take advantage to that. So
hell yeah, I can't blame you there. Okay. That's pretty typical and pretty normal though. Like you're making it seem. At first, I was thinking like, oh gosh, what's this dude do? He probably goes out like twice a day and like gets Culver's right by his house. And
not
like,
twice a day, probably like twice a week.
Okay, that's still not bad though.
Yeah.
Actually, do you like Culver's?
Culver's is too expensive for what it is.
Fair enough.
Pretty good, but there's better for cheaper.
Like, where do you go?
Sometimes me and my brother go to Cane's after the gym. Have you tried Cane's?
Yeah, Cane's is good.
Cane's pretty good. And then Subway. Subway is another one.
Subway's not bad. I'm just so happy you didn't say McDonald's. If you were, I was going to slap you.
McDonald's is pretty good too, but I like Burger King.
You're getting slapped.
Burger King is pretty good too.
You're getting slapped, bro. No.
But yeah. What's your go-to?
My go-to, like, cheats?
Yeah.
I guess now that I think about it, I'm like pretty similar to you from like a diet standpoint. Like, I don't meal prep every meal, but I just will like make things in bulk. So I'll cook like a fuck ton of ground beef, and I'll just cook like a bunch of rice, and I'll put those in containers, and then I'll just kind of like scoop it out throughout the week. So similar to what you do. What would be my main cheats? Usually I just have like some friend hit me up throughout the week and is like, hey, yo, you want to go get something to eat? So it tends to be something like that. It's like a social event. But I don't typically like go out that much and like actually go get something. I did have a phase where I did love Chick-fil-A though. It was really good.
How about you, bro? What's your go-to?
I'm kind of like cool on the diet as well though. I like meal prep a shit ton of stuff. So like I'll do chicken or ground turkey, and I'll get a whole big container, and I'll do my cauliflower rice and veggies when I'm cutting, and I'll just like whenever I feel like eating that, I just scale it out and eat it.
That's what I want to do one day.
Yeah.
Just cook it all together.
Because, like, I like to eat whatever I feel like eating in the moment. So, like, usually I do, like, 2 of those meals. My first meal is my breakfast. And then my 4th and 5th meals are usually, like, just something like carbs, protein, and fats. And then my go-to cheats, I'm gonna plug my YouTube video in. Go check out the 5K calorie mukbang on my YouTube channel. Last summer, it was fire. Just want to shout out that because Five Guys, I ate a burger in less than a minute. It was fire. Had a shake from there, fries. So Five Guys, pizza, ice cream, McDouble sub the mac sauce. Shout out D-Trend. What else do I like? I like a lot of food. Food is amazing.
What's your go-to right now?
Oh, right now?
So many options.
Probably like, I don't know, probably like a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Oh, those are good, especially cookie dough.
Yeah.
I was talking with somebody, and has everybody here heard of a McGangbang before?
I've seen it on social media.
So it's basically like you get like a cheeseburger and a McChicken, and you smash them in one sandwich, kind of like you do with like a Big Mac. Okay, that's what it looks like. And so I was like, the ultimate McGangbang, Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich with a Five Guys burger, dude. I think that's my dream sandwich. Like, I'd make love to that sandwich, bro. Not even kidding.
I forgot what I was gonna.
I would smash that. Absolutely smash that. Favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant. Favorite restaurant. Oh, that's hard. Fast food is not a restaurant, so is it a restaurant?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fast food restaurant. It's a restaurant.
If we're talking about fast food, it's probably like Subway or Cane's.
That's a bad favorite, Subway. Cane's, I can understand.
I like Cane's. Cane's is like
I've never had it.
really.
Nah, everybody tells me to go, but I just never went.
It's pretty good.
I'll probably try it. For me, Chick-fil-A and Chipotle if I'm trying to be healthy. If I'm trying to be naughty, then Five Guys. Maybe, Steak and Shake's kind of like a lower Five Guys.
I like Mexican restaurants too.
I'd rather have my mom's food, authentic. Yeah. Favorite restaurant, Cole?
Mine is definitely less of the fast food, more of the sit down places. Like, I think about, I really like Longhorn Steakhouse a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I love meats, and they have really good sides, and it's like relatively healthy. Mexican restaurants, El Mason, fire. El Maguey, fire. Shout out Lafayette. El Rodeo. I mean, they got a bunch of good ones, and they have like the Mexican grocery stores that are that sell like tacos and stuff. So like, I don't know. There's a lot of good food for sure. So that's why it's so tempting to go out. It's really try to save some money and like actually just make your own food.
Oh, I also like Who Hut. If you have tried it,
I used to. So 5-star was literally right next to Who Hut. I've been there once ever.
you didn't like it.
No, we just like never went.
Oh,
I don't know. It's not, it's pretty good though.
I was gonna ask something, but I forgot.
Gosh darn it, Gabriel! I can't freaking believe you, bro.
I know.
No, I think there's a lot of individuals though, especially around this age, that like struggle to get into the gym and like don't really know what they're doing. What advice would you give those kinds of people? Like, considering, you were one of, if there were a lot of people out here that said what they were going to do, we'd have a lot of 15-year-olds that deadlift 500 pounds, right? Like, why did you make it and nobody else has? And what advice would you give them?
I would suggest not maxing out every month. That's one thing I would suggest, not maxing out every month, because your body needs time to recover. And that's one thing I didn't know from the start until like recently. So that's one thing. Another thing is probably going at least 4 times a week. At least. If you can, I guess 3, but try to go more than 4 times. And train hard. Train hard every day. And another thing is eat a lot and you'll get big.
Is it that simple though?
Yeah. You don't have to be. Obviously how you're gonna look like is all about genetics, but you can reach your genetic potential just on how everybody else does it. Train hard, eat big, and you'll eventually get bigger. But you probably won't look like them because everybody else has different genetics, but you'll get similar like to your own.
If you're
genetic.
95% towards your genetic potential and somebody else is 95% towards their genetic potential, I'm guessing y'all both look really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. It's like because of where your muscles inserted, regardless of how much food you eat and how hard you train, like it's just how it's going to look, son. It's just how it works. But you can definitely build upon your frame. And if you do, like, you're going to look good. Everybody has the potential to look good, honestly. At least that's my opinion on everything.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be harder for people, but
it's gonna be harder than others. But yeah,
enough. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
No excuses.
So really, just for people that are just starting, don't have the confidence to go to the gym, it's that simple. Like, just go to the gym 4 days a week, train hard. What if they don't know what to do, like in the gym?
You could search it up on YouTube, or go on TikTok, YouTube. Obviously,
just literally search like how to work out.
I mean, obviously, you can search up what workouts to do, and they'll pop up. But if you just watch TikTok and all those stuff, like Instagram, you're gonna eventually see good workouts to do. So,
So just try them and see which ones work and that you like. Was there anybody that you did follow on social media that you really liked at all?
At first, or
one at first, and I know you talked about him earlier, but also like anybody currently that you watch that you really like as well too.
Currently is like, I like Jacked Italian. I like Riser Fit. I like I like Jamal Browner. I like Russell
Orhe.
Yeah. And I like James English, Lex Little. Lex Little is one of my favorite right now. I don't know why. It's just he's natural.
You definitely remind me a lot of him for some reason.
It's like, I don't know. I just like his vibe, So those are the main people right now. But back then it was like Connor Murphy and man, I have bad memory. I was just watching like Connor Murphy, Riley Martin, those people. So not much people, but along the way I just saw new people and I'm like, I like what they do.
Connor Murphy, I swear, was like before your time, dude. How'd you get onto him? Were you just like YouTube just kind of popped it up and you're like, oh, Connor Murphy?
Yeah, just YouTube. I just saw him on YouTube. I'm like, I clicked in. I'm like,
damn, interesting.
Yeah.
I think Elias and I have talked about who we liked initially and who started us. Who do you like now? For you, who do you like currently?
Jack West, 100%. Also David Lade. I like watching C-Bum's workout videos. And I like watching Mr. Shout Out Cole Boucher. Cole Booch. And then I also like watching my own content just because it's also a banger. I feel like I'm missing some.
No, there's just so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good creators out there.
Yeah.
And here's future 3 up-and-comers.
So for myself personally, I definitely love the movement that's going down in Houston. I can't say there's like one specific person that I watch because I try to watch everything that's going on down there, but it's kind of dope. So, and there's a lot of like creators in that space right now currently. So definitely just check out everything that's going on down there. One of the things that I really like the Anaka Power Radio. It's really good, and they have a lot of the superstars down there currently on there. Outside of that, I'm trying to think of like the big ones I like. One that I really liked the past year is Jesse James West. I really like his content, and he's actually like super entertaining, even though he's not like a fitness guru by any means. Or I would say like a technical fitness goer. He's not giving like education. He's out here like creating comical content. And yeah, definitely locally, just like the boys here right now with the movements going on. Gabriel, I mean, you're a freaking beast, bro. It's insane. And you're definitely inspiring, whether you even realize that or not, just because of how much damn weight you lift and how often you do it. Yeah.
Dude, I'm curious. Like, so you're 15. So like, when people see you post on your story, like, is there like people around your age sliding up and like what like when they like message you about your body, what do they say?
You're big as fuck.
That's it.
Uh, People talk behind my back. I know that because people be telling me, but they wouldn't say it to my face. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty. They all basically give me like that I'm pretty big or that I motivate them or inspire them to start working out.
Do you
or
get
whatever.
motivated by that?
Yeah, I like
that's
seeing
like,
that.
yeah, that's a big thing for me also. I feel like when you, like Brendan was saying yesterday in the podcast, when you serve others, when you're feeling like you're serving others, it like, I don't know how to say it, but like it like makes you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it really does. So just wanted to say that real quick. Go check out episode 6. Yeah, I'm like going blank. Cole, take over.
No, you're good. It definitely does. Like that's what social media serves the purpose of, is like having a platform to be able to serve others through whatever your specific talent is, right? Like for you, your talent is the ability to describe your weight loss journey and how to navigate people through a similar experience, right? Like honestly, your value if it was to bring content, like if you even just took pictures of yourself, if you just told people like what you did for your workout and nutritionally that day, and you did that every day, like every day that you train, you would literally blow up. I mean, you already put in the work at the gym and in the kitchen, like just write it down. That's all you have to do.
Something I do get a lot is like from older people. Some older people be saying that you're only big because you have time, you have a lot of time, or like because you don't go to school or this that. Like if you really want to get big, you're gonna make time for the gym. Yeah. Like there's 24 hours in the gym. Yeah. Stop making excuses.
The difference is you actually had that foresight and made the commitment. Like, I mean, for those people that said that, it's like, well, your problem is you didn't make the time in the first place, right? Like, and how is that your fault for taking advantage of your own time in your own life?
Yeah, like obviously me being young helps, but if you really want to work out at the age you are, there is enough time to do it. Obviously, if you work 24 hours in the day and, there's no time, but there is time. Like, even if it's an hour, 2 hours, there's time. So if you really want to get bigger, just do it.
If you're in a position where you say you literally can't go to the gym, you should probably reevaluate your life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Like that doesn't sound like a very happy, fulfilling life if you're to the point where you can't even add things into your schedule because you're so damn busy,
Yeah. If you're working too many hours that you can't work out, how's that my fault? Like you're the one that wants money that much. If
Right.
you want money, obviously you're gonna work, but how bad do you want it? So it's not my fault.
I know. It's just everybody has grind. Like, honestly, it's just like built into the human DNA. But it's just like, where are you using that grind right now? Like, are you going to and I'm not saying don't grind if you have a job. Like, definitely do and like prove yourself there because there's value in that. But like, it shouldn't be to the point where it's like you've used 100% of your energy and you're like dead. Like, you can't do anything else, dude. Then what's your life? Like, it's nothing at that point. Go get big, go snag some bitches. Like, let's get this bread. That's what it needs to be about.
What gym do you want to work out at? Like your favorite? What gym do you want to go to?
Oh boy, we already asked this question. I like it. You give your answer first.
Mine? I probably would want to go to one of the most popular right now because, I would meet a lot of people. Southland, because I would see like a lot of people I look up to. So probably that.
Yeah,
I'd want to.
I'd probably say Alphaland also. I know I said Dragon Layers in the past podcast, but currently just how things are popping off right now in Houston, I would say Alphaland, but I say like in the next couple of years probably the Dragon Layer.
I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, it's the one in Vegas. Like they call it the Gym of Champions. Like a lot of IFBB pros. Yeah, and I think Jack West actually lives in Vegas, and he goes to the gym. So, like, it's a bunch of big motherfuckers in there. That's why I want to go there.
I'll be have some technical difficulties. Yeah, Offline would be sick AF. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many cool gyms though. I used to like really want to be a personal trainer. I definitely do not want to do that now. Like maybe online training, but like being an in-person personal trainer, no thanks. One of the places that I looked up was called Equinox Fitness. So think of it as like, it's basically like the Apple of fitness. It's just like the bougie version. I don't know how else to explain it. But there's like granite, like columns in the middle of it. They hand out like hot towels and stuff. I was like, bro, that'd be so sick to go to. Just visit like one time, you know? So a place like Equinox would be dope. Outside of that, yeah, it'd probably just be like Alphalete. Zoo Culture would be cool. Not gonna cap. Lots of content, lots of connections there. And Tulum, the beach gym. The one where you like curl like coconuts and stuff, or I don't know what they are, but yeah.
I did want to do personal training, but I probably will do it for like a side job, extra money.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this out on the air really quick. I think people make a difference between like they don't understand what personal training actually is. I don't think a lot of people want to be a personal trainer. A lot of people want to be like an online coach. So a personal trainer is a person that, and you may like, but I'm just saying a lot of people out there, they don't actually want to be a personal trainer. They just think they do. They don't exactly know what the job is. So it's like, as a personal trainer, you're going in with a person, you sit down, you kind of create an idea of what they're trying to do, and then you create like a workout program for them, and then you help them execute it, right? You don't take care of any of their nutrition. So like you may be doing workouts with them and they might be getting fatter, even though they're trying to lose weight, right? That's not your fault. It's just they don't have guidance there. Basically anything outside of the gym, you have no control over. So as like a health coach or like a coach in general, you take care of everything. So you take care of their workout, you take care of their nutrition, like all that stuff. For you, considering you have so much expertise in like size building, you definitely have a lot more value to bring even than just the gym, right? Like, yeah, I mean, Gabriel, you know how to fucking lift, don't get me wrong, but like you also know how to meal prep. Like, you know what things people need to do to like build size and build muscle.
Yeah, I do have someone that I'm kind of training right now, my friend, because he's just tagging along. But he started like 2 months ago, I think, and he's been going with me every day. So
Damn,
he's been my ride too. So shout out to him too. And then my brother, sometimes, I trained him for the past week because I went on like a week without training, and then I just trained him because he has like a job, so he has a different schedule than me. So I do train my brother when I can, though. So pretty much it. I do know what I'm doing though, but somewhat of what I'm doing, I think I know more than most beginners or whatever. So
we don't have any questions. You're a beast, dude. I just want to let you know.
yeah.
I hope people got a perspective for how much of a beast you actually are today as well, too. If you could leave the audience with like one last thing today, what would it be? Anything. Leave them up with anything. Anything that you've learned, anything you want to address with anybody that's going to watch this today.
If you want it bad enough, you'll work for it. It's not gonna be easy to just like. It's not gonna be easy, so don't expect it to be easy. You're gonna work for it. You have to work for it.
Okay, so it's actually going to be hard. You need to put in the effort and the time to make whatever goal you have in mind possible.
Yeah, being motivated is something hard to do, but if you want it bad enough, you won't have excuses. You'll just do it.
Yes, sir. We have one question. I think it was already addressed actually during the podcast, but we'll make it like very prevalent. Well, no. Do you take steroids?
No.
Okay, there we go. Well, that's going to conclude episode 7. Holy crap, man. These episodes are flying by. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video. I swear, if anybody makes it this far and does not like the video, like, you're actually getting sucker punched, dude. Like, you're committing a cardinal sin.
Yeah.
Also, make sure to press subscribe. This one, well, episode 6 will be airing, like we said, Monday through Wednesday. This one's probably going to be later in the week, this upcoming week. So stay tuned. But that's all I got for today. Y'all got anything else to say?
No.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.